Apparently we are now live. Evening. It is 10 o'clock. And do you know where your genitals are? That's right. We're not a family-friendly broadcast here. So just a little disclaimer right out of the gate. Ultimate guide to spooky empires. Well, I guess we're doing retro this time around. So yes, we are back. Good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday evening. I'm gonna do the finger dance. Subscribe. Check out the playlist. And we've got a Facebook page now. So you can look up Ultimate Spooky Guide on Facebook. That's us. Keeps up with when the webcasts are happening. You can tell us what you want to hear about. You can give information you may have heard. We can dispense with some rumors. And maybe you might find pants, because tonight is a no pants episode.
Woohoo! No pants.
None.
Yes. And so this evening we have, hey, Mo.
Hi, how are you?
Big old Mo from the Spooky Empire Brute Squad with us tonight, taking care of all our security concerns. That's right. And we got Robby. Hi, Robby.
Hi.
Yes. Oh, and we brought in new blood tonight. The Virgin. This is our nice little nightly virgin, Adam.
Hey, good to see you. I dressed up for the occasion, and
I see that. That's really cool. I like that. It's very
yeah,
batty.
I had to. I'm drinking out of my my swag from years past.
Product placement. That's important. Now, just so everybody knows, I mean, Adam, how long you been doing spooky?
Probably since 09 or 2010. So here, I might have missed a few here and there, but yeah, I try not to.
You've done about at least 3 or 4 shows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well that qualifies as a vet, and so
okay.
Good. So we will dispense with the goat's blood for now. You don't know what's going to happen later in the show.
Hazy rituals will be done later.
If I say I don't know, is there like a vat of blood gonna dunk over my head?
That'd be kind of fucking awesome. So.
That would be.
Yeah,
That's a twist that you can't do.
Surprise, Jesus. Okay. First, let's get the disclaimer out of the way. We are not Spooky Empire staff. We do not work for Spooky Empire. Everything we say is not technically official, but we also have a lot of license that official staff doesn't, and we can talk about all sorts of stuff that official people can't. So just FYI, we are not voices in Spooky's head or PD's head, or I don't know if it's a conglomerate kind of head, because anyway.
Hail Hydra.
I guess, what?
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Headed beast.
Okay, there is a chat window if you're watching us live on YouTube. We do have one of our little space monkeys, in the studio that'll be answering your questions and whatnot. So if you say hi to our space monkey over there, he'll help out with that sort of stuff. So I suppose we can just jump right in. And the big thing is what to expect at the April show. A lot of us know that we're going back to the Wyndham, and as we do for Spooky Empire Retro. Now, there's been a lot of talk about what retro actually means, because retro can mean a lot of things. I mean, Mo, what does retro mean to you?
To me, it kind of means you're going back to the old hotel. I mean, the Wyndham.
Okay.
I have a lot of really good memories there. A lot of really, really good stories that I probably can't broadcast on air. But,
we're not family friendly.
Exactly. But it kind of takes you back. I think that's the whole it kind of makes it the home show. For the year. You've got your main event. During in October, but. This one is definitely, for the fans, for everyone, for the family, I like to put it, so that's what it means to me.
Yeah, no, Mo brings up a great point, though. One of the things about the Wyndham and the April show, and I think a lot of people will really enjoy, is that it is a smaller feel, with all these huge conventions that you have nowadays with Celebration and Wizard World and Walker Stalker and all these huge conventions. It's nice to know that there are some of these smaller conventions where you can hang out with friends, have to wait 4 hours to meet a celebrity. You can actually, talk to them for about 10 minutes, about a project that they've done, which is something we're going to get into. But the pool party, everybody talks about how legendary the Wyndham pool parties are.
Oh, yeah.
I got to say, it's probably one of the more wilder parties that any convention around has had. I mean, Robby, would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. It's roots. That's how I feel. Going back to the Wyndham, that's like, I feel like that's maybe when Spooky really when they went there and they really got that momentum and just made it what it is now. You know, that's where people made connections and you know, a lot of, that was my first spooky when it was at the Wyndham. So it was a
I
mayhem.
think that was their first show in Orlando when they actually moved to Orlando. I think that's where they started, was the Wyndham.
Yeah, for sure. So it's definitely roots, and that pool party is amazing. That pool area is really cool, and they're really relaxed. You know, to a degree, don't, you know, yeah, of course, you know, but as long as you behave yourself to, you know, to the spooky level, then it's amazing.
So
that's great
Adam,
segue as to not being a douche.
We have a lot of that, though.
we will be referring to that multiple times throughout the show, how not to be a douche. But no, Adam, so have you been to a show at the Wyndham?
Yeah, the Wyndham was just like Robby. That was my first spooky, was at the Wyndham. And there's something I think what retro, the way I would sum that up is there's like a community feel to it, right? Because a lot of people are staying there at the hotels, so it's almost like you're living at the convention. So it becomes this sort of breathing community. You lose some of that when you go to the conventions, and I respect why they had to go to the conventions to get the bigger audience and to really grow. But you do leave some of that behind when you leave the community. Now, going retro, going back to the Wyndham, that's what that means to me. Is we're going to be hanging out, we're living there, we are the convention.
That's actually a really good point. I like the way you put that. Because one of the things, and I'll be honest, I was confused at first. I thought it either meant bringing back some of the guests that have been there before, which is something that they're doing, or retro feel where, and we've talked about this on previous episodes, where they have stars from like the 70s and 80s, you know, iconic stars, which they also have at this. Let's say Malcolm McDowell, for example. Yeah, just as an example. But just so you guys know, one of the things I wanted to bring up on Facebook, if you look up Spooky Empire Ticket Exchange, it's a group where, and we all know about Hurricane Matthew in December and the debacle in October, and that's just all craziness. So there are a lot of people that were out money and can't attend the April show. Now, if you bought tickets for the December show and weren't able to make it because of October, these are still transferable. Spooky is honoring those tickets. So let's say if you bought VIP for October and couldn't make it to December show, you can make it for the April show. It is transferable. If you can't or want to buy tickets at a discount, look up, I'll put the link, you know, I don't never know when it's going to show up, but the Facebook group, Spooky Empire Ticket Exchange, there are people selling VIP, general admission tickets, all at a discount to try to recoup their losses. So I wanted to give them a shout out. So next thing we had on the list, the Wyndham itself. All right, Robby, I'm going to hand this over to you. You know, let's see. What are your biggest tips as far as the Wyndham? I mean, what should people know about the Wyndham?
Well, definitely it has that home feel, like Adam mentioned. Okay, it's definitely when you're there, even if you're just hanging out there and you're not staying at the hotel necessarily, you still get that home feel. It's kind of apartment complexy, the way that the Wyndham set up.
It is.
You know, so yeah, it totally is. So I'd say, you know, it's everything's close, so you're not walking a million miles, which can be nice. You know, it's fun going to the convention center from, you know, where we were last time, but it's nice to have everything kind of in one place. The vendor rooms definitely, you know, more tight knit, and it's a cool venue for sure. Different feel than October, but I kind of like that we have this April show with that home feeling, and then that October show with the grand, you know, convention feel. I'm happy with this setup.
Yeah, I tend to think a lot more of the spooky family tends to meet each other at these smaller conventions because you can spend more quality time with each other and really get to know the community better in an atmosphere like this, as opposed to like this huge convention where everybody's busy running around like a chicken with their head cut off.
Super relaxed, and it's, you know, it's easy to kind of you know, hang out in that area. There's tons of places to eat, and like you know, the parking is good. It's definitely.
How much is parking, by the way? Do we know?
Free?
It is free.
Yeah.
Okay. Free parking. That's another reason.
Yeah, you can park, you know, where the BJ's and the Chewy's and all that is. It backs up to like that pool area.
Right next door. Right next door to the Orlando Eye. It shares the parking.
Yes, that's it. Next to the Orlando Eye, yeah. So that's definitely free parking. You can park there. I mean, you know, it might kind of run out of parking at a certain point on the busy days, but any other time there's usually plenty of parking.
Yeah, but when it comes to parking, there is something I do want to bring up. and Mike brought this up on another, Daddy Mike, we miss you. But you definitely want to make sure that where you're parking, it doesn't have a sign saying tow away zone, because like some of the parking is just for particular restaurants or just for particular customers of certain establishments.
Yes.
Where you're parking, they don't have a tow away sign there because you will get towed. As a matter of fact, I think Mo has a story, if I remember correctly, about what was, I'm seeing the smile. You know what story I'm
Okay, I think it's about 3 o'clock in the morning or so, hanging out with a bunch of friends. Me and my buddy Lo are just walking around, and I see a pair of lights out in the courtyard uh, coming towards us. So we kind of step away a little bit, and it ended up being a car that pulled in from the parking lot, a drunk driver, and it almost hit the lobby. Actually, it almost did real major damage to the lobby area, which would have been really, really bad. Luckily, the guy kind of turned off to the side, but yeah, that would have been really bad. So, I mean, that kind of links up back to don't be a douche, don't drink way too much, that you do stupid shit like that. I think he was a mundane too, so.
Oh,
I know, which is the
That's,
it always is.
yeah, that would have made it really, really bad. But the guy almost hit us. I mean, luckily
wow.
I'm light on my feet and got out of the way.
Mo's a ballet
No.
dancer.
Yeah, by trade.
So no parking in the lobby. That's the moral.
No
Yes,
parking in the
that's what
lobby
we're
is
trying to tell you.
one of my
Right.
biggest. I mean, yeah. I mean, to be honest, drinking way too much is just. I mean, you definitely want to watch how much you drink. In the evening. At nighttime. By all means, have a good time. I'm not saying don't drink or anything like that, but yeah, that was a weird story. So I mean,
That's good advice. That's good
you gotta
advice
be
for any
careful.
situation, though.
Which is what?
That no, don't overdrink, ever. And nobody wants to feel that you make an ass out of yourself, almost kill people, you can't. So
That does circle around to
solid
the don't be a douche.
advice for any time.
Yeah, now that does circle around to the whole don't be a douche thing.
Yes, exactly.
Because one of the things that one of the viewers asked us to talk about was when we do have the Wyndham pool parties, which are out, close to the parking lot, don't be that person that leaves your trash all over the place. The Wyndham staff puts up with an enormous amount of crap from us. We're a pretty big party crowd, and they've always been super, super nice to us. So number one, make sure you tip the staff, and number two, don't leave a huge mess for them to clean up. I can't imagine the sorts of things that they've walked in on in the rooms, with makeup everywhere, blood and weapons and God knows what. So parking, like I said, double check on your parking. Parking is free, right? Yes, free. And definitely, like I said, don't drink too much. Don't be an ass and leave vomit in the bathtub or something like that. Don't be that guy. Okay, Adam, you have any thoughts on that? Let's bring you in on this.
I've done that before.
I mean, it's if everybody just kind of tends their own mess a little bit, it really doesn't take a lot. Just dumb things like you walk around the pool at the pool party and there's like this cups laying around. It's like, God, pick up after yourself. We're adults. But not only that, but here we are talking about how wonderful it is and how coming back to home base it is for being at the Wyndham. Like, let's not piss them off so we can do this again. Do this every once in a while. That's the biggest reason. Just to treat them with respect and have some self-respect and clean up after yourself. That's
because here's the thing. What?
I'm sorry. Go. Well, no. What I was thinking is that actually does bring up a good point. Do you remember how devastated we were when we found out that they were kind of demolishing part of the Wyndham, and
oh yeah,
it kind of goes back to the whole retro thing. We were ecstatic that we found out, oh hey, they weren't tearing down the whole thing, just part of it, and they were renovating it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go back. So I mean, just cleaning up little things like cleaning up after yourself. Not driving through lobbies, things like that.
Destroy the hotel.
Your home, exactly.
And I want to go back.
Yeah, for sure. And it's pet friendly. I know that.
Good point.
Pet friendly. And something to consider is when you're staying there, if you're staying there, the walls are really, really thin because they haven't really renovated that. So, you know, if you're like on the second floor, you know, be mindful of your neighbors and all of that. You know, if you're on the first floor, same thing. You know, pick up after yourself. You know, let's treat it like home. You can bring your pets. It's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the things that people tend to forget. Spooky is a rough crowd, and there are a lot of places in Orlando that won't have us.
Mm-hmm.
We had to, I mean, Spooky technically had to come to Orlando, and I know I'm probably getting in trouble for saying this, but because South Florida wouldn't have us. We were too heavy of a party crowd.
Wow.
So it's like South Florida, they were just like, okay, you're done. And so that's how it ended up moving to Orlando. I mean, that's what I
didn't know that.
So
Well,
yeah.
we had to prove ourselves.
Exactly. So
Yes.
don't be jerks and I mean, I remember at the Hyatt, what was it like, I think last year, somebody like put a hole in a wall, like in the lobby or something. And it's like, who does this? You know, there's so many hotels that won't have us back. Come on. The Wyndham, don't be a douche. Let us go back to the Wyndham. Okay. Be cool. I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of the Wyndham, where do you guys recommend to eat around the Wyndham? Because, I mean, places to eat, because, you know, we're not all going to be eating like McDonald's the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some people will, but. All right. Mo, where do you like to eat there?
Cooper's Hawk.
Ooh. He fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
big money.
He fancy. I like Mo.
He's inviting us to dinner. Is that what he said?
Well,
Yes, I think that's what he was saying.
I didn't hear you. That didn't come through. Sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. What is Cooper's Hawk? I'm not familiar with that restaurant.
Cooper's Hawk is a restaurant that they just recently, when they renovated the Wyndham, it's like at the end of the Wyndham, the hallway. It's a really fancy wine and cheese upscale kind of restaurant. Oh yeah.
There's one here near us. Yeah, here in Waterford Lakes.
Yeah, I've been to that one.
Yeah, very nice.
There's one here in Tampa too. I go there a couple times a month.
Nice.
You hang out with the wrong crowd.
Totally.
I'm a big fan of the BJ's Brewhouse.
Yes.
They've got everything. I mean, you know, it's not exactly entry level pricing. You're going to spend a few bucks there. It's not ridiculous, but man, they've got a huge menu. Everything on it's great.
They do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Isn't there Perkins?
There.
Isn't there Perkins right across the
Oh
street?
God, the Perkins. You know, it's funny. I get sad every time I go by a Perkins. You know, those of you that are old school spooky family, you might remember Bill Hinsman from Night of the Living Dead. You know, Zombie #1. He was legendary icon at Spooky, and he'd be partying till like 6, 7 in the morning, and then he'd want to go to Perkins for breakfast all the time. That's all Bill would want to do. And so every time I pass Perkins, I think Bill. I miss Uncle Bill. So, all right, sorry, but Perkins, yes.
The Wawa that's there.
Yes.
Okay, that's huge.
You guys gotta remember, and if you've never been to Wawa, they make sandwiches, and they make decent sandwiches, and they have soups, and they have some healthy options. You know, they have yogurts and fruits and all sorts of, you know, protein bars and all sorts of things. So definitely, you know, if you're late, it's late at night, or if you're in a pinch, you just want something really quick, that's definitely a good place to kind of stop by and get something.
Yeah, they're 24 hours. That's important.
Yeah.
Ever since that's been out there, ever since that was built, I mean, I think that's a staple, especially if you're kind of want to eat on the cheap for the whole weekend. It's right there. It's decent. You can get.
They have an app for your phone.
Yeah.
Where you can just order from your phone and you just type it in, boom, 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 and then go pick it up.
And they have an awesome walk-in beer cooler with usually a good selection of beer. Good to know.
That's very true.
Yeah, they do have. They do actually.
Yeah, and no, the sandwiches are amazing, and of course the coffee, which is legendary. But I do want to note that if it's during dealer show hours or vendor room hours, coffee shop of horrors.
Yes.
So yes,
absolutely.
they give free coffee.
Sure. 100%.
Yeah, free coffee. So coffee shop of horrors.
But buy a few bags while you're there.
Yes, but after vendor hours or like early in the morning, if you get up early or whatever, or you're on a drunken bender and want coffee at 6 o'clock in the morning, go to Wawa.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, coffee shop of horrors, yeah, it's addicting, and you definitely want to buy some at the end of the show for sure. And
Oh yeah,
don't
I've got like 6 bags in my
they
kitchen.
run out. They totally run out of the stuff that you like. So yeah, get it on like a Friday or Saturday. Don't wait until the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I made that mistake. They were out of what I wanted, and so I'll get them this time.
Yeah, maybe bring a coffee grinder. Maybe I'll bring a coffee grinder this time, and maybe a French press or something. What? Oh my God.
That's the thing. I mean, they will grind it for you, like, you know, if you want it ground, so you can actually have it in your
that's right. Yeah, that's right. They do have a grinder there.
No, they'll totally grind it for you. Yeah.
French press.
And we did have one of the viewers, Mike, definitely recommended Uno's, you know, without a doubt. But and one of the things we want to bring up is the zombie walk. There is going to be a zombie walk. What they're going to do this time, though, they're making it a little different. They're doing a Day of the Dead theme at Uno's, which is like right across the street. Day of the Dead theme instead of the zombie walk, and that'll be Uno's will be hosting that once again on Friday. And I know, especially on Sunday after the costume contest, a lot of people want to go to Uno's after the show closes to like big spooky family dinner before everybody goes home.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you guys have had Uno's food, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They are so con friendly. Uno's. They
What do you
really
mean?
are. I mean, I've been to other conventions where people have had like events there, you know, through different organizations. They're just they're so friendly to the con community. I really appreciate. I do go there at least once, you know, usually when I'm leaving, or if there's an event, you know, during a con. I'd go to Uno's. So yeah, that's a definite recommendation there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
And they
always
have
nice
a good bar
to.
there. That one.
What, Robby?
Yeah, that one has a good bar. The bartenders are really friendly. They're quick and they're on it. So yeah, kudos to that Uno's bar.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that brings up another good tip that I wanted to talk to people. You know, because there's Gatorville at Spooky that we all hang out at and get drinks after the deals room closes and everything. A good tip your bartender. If you give him, let's say, a 20 at the beginning of the show, they'll take care of you all weekend. You know, they'll make sure they come to you first, and so it's just like if you give slip them a good tip at the beginning of the show, they'll remember you and they'll take care of you, especially when things are like super crowded on Saturday night and no one can get a drink. They'll remember you. So that's something to keep in mind. Those of you that are going to be getting stuff from Gatorville.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know if the hotel's sold out yet, or are there still rooms left?
I think there's still rooms because this is a smaller show. So.
Sure.
I
think the block is going to be sold out soon.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be sold out soon, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the guests that they're announcing, which we're going to get to in a minute. But yeah, with each guest, they're like filling up more and more rooms. So you definitely want to keep it. Oh, and one of the things I do recommend: stay away from Popeyes, because you're going to see Popeyes across the street. I have known way too many people that have eaten at that Popeyes and spend the rest of their con in their room, stuck to the toilet. Don't eat at Popeyes. There's my recommendation.
Or wear diapers.
Yeah. Okay. Wolfgal said that there's still rooms as of last night, so that's good to know.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Space Monkey.
And what do we do to reserve those in the block, just for anybody who has not gone through the ropes?
There's a code, I think.
Is there a code? I think if you just call up and say the Empire.
All right.
There's a passkey link on the website.
Yeah, there's a big hotel icon on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yes. And a lot of the information that we are giving you, the official stuff, you go to spookyempire.com. So make sure you check out spookyempire.com and you can get that information too. So especially for booking your hotel and whatnot. Right. Let's see. Tattoo Festival. There we go. Actually, you know what? That's a good one for Robby to take there because she's very familiar with the Tattoo Festival.
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to say that Paul Acker's coming back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So it's awesome since ever they put them together. It gives because I want to say at the Wyndham, if I'm not mistaken, are they in the same room or separate? I don't remember.
I think they're in a separate room.
Okay, yeah. I'm thinking about the last one, October one. But yeah, either way, regardless, I mean, it's just that added element of art and a different community, which is really cool because you get to meet different people. I don't know if you guys, watch Ink Master or whatever. Sometimes, they have a lot of those Ink Master guys. And, it's cool to, walk up to some really good artists and see what they're doing and see what they're up to and get tattooed. Shit. I mean,
I love
getting some amazing horror pieces done there.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Yeah. So definitely, if I unfortunately don't ever have any time to sit down and get tattooed because I have so many other things I want to do at the convention. But if you have the time, absolutely, worth sitting down and getting a good artist and supporting the artists that are coming to the show.
Yeah. And even if nothing else, I mean, if you appreciate the art of tattoos, just going through and watching them work, and a lot of them often they have prints of their work for sale or things like that. So that's something you definitely want to check out because it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
the contest is always awesome. To see the work that gets done during the convention is really cool.
Oh yeah, and you make some of the coolest friends, when you ask, like, because a lot of these guys have been featured on these shows on like TLC or like she said, Ink Master and stuff. Hearing the stories from these guys, and a lot of these guys will come out and party with everybody else at night.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they're definitely part of
the stories.
family for sure. So yeah, definitely cool to see everybody out there and kind of together. Again, that together family thing, they also participate in that, which is really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, on tattoos, I actually I'm rare in the spooky crowd. I don't have a single spot of ink on me.
Yeah.
But I love walking through the whole tattoo area and watching it happen. And like you said, flipping through their book of prints, their portfolios, and just watching what they're doing. It's amazing. It's really, really cool. You can spend, half an hour just hanging out right there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then wonder where a half hour went. It's great.
Oh, yeah. Constantly. All right, let's see. You know what? Before we get into, let's see, there's going to be the costume contest, and we've given tips and stuff for the costume contest. We've talked to some of the judges previously. We're not going to go into that tonight. I'll, stick another link up there as far as that. There may be fan panels. That is something we're not sure of yet. Apparently Spooky is still setting up the con. They're still getting the layout of certain things done. So we'll give you information, as soon as we know anything about fan panels. Adam did some digging. I guess he wanted to impress us or whatever, but he did some digging. And one of the things we wanted to talk about was, and especially it's on the website, the weapons policy.
Right.
Which is kind of an important thing, especially nowadays, in the days after Pulse and whatnot. So I'm going to hand this over to Adam for a minute.
Yeah, I went digging. I was perusing the website, looking at it as somebody who's never been to Spooky before. And there is a weapons policy link. They don't have any specific content up there yet for this Spooky Empire's weapons policy. I think something probably will go up or should go up there at some point. I can't speak to that.
Yeah, I think there is a link, and we will comment. In the description below, we'll put a link to it.
It probably changes from since we were at the convention center last time and we're at the Wyndham this time. I'm assuming some things are going to change, right? Because the security at the convention center was, the weapons policy was definitely different than maybe more relaxed where we're going to be at.
Yeah, the Orange County Convention Center, they've got a pretty strict weapons policy where anything that's going to be anything that looks like a weapon or is a weapon, firearms have to be checked with security. Security operates it. They can be used as props only. But the Orange County Convention Center doesn't address cosplayers and costumes and things like that. So what I didn't do is go to the Wyndham to see what their policy was. But again, I'm sure it echoes something like the Orange County Convention Center, where they're not going to specifically address at a corporate level people walking around as, Halloween machete carrying people. So I think what everybody should do is whether they get a chance to see that weapons policy when it comes out for Spooky or whether they get to look at the hotel policy, just be a sensible costuming participant about it.
It's not common, but
it's sadly not that common.
Keep the katana at home.
And if there's a weapon, put a big fat orange thing on the end of it or something. I mean, I know it's
tie a big pink bow.
It can be photoshopped out later.
Exactly, photoshopped out. Or if you're going to be in a costume contest, maybe you can work with the people who are judging the contest if that can be removed for the purposes of the contest, or but sensibility has to happen because it's a big crowd in a place in close proximity, and we've just had it's Orlando, like you point out. We've had some scary things happen here and all over the world, and we don't want that. So just be a sensible participant, have fun, but look at it from an outsider's perspective, because some people are walking around the con who aren't even part of the con.
Exactly.
You know, the mundanes, as we call them. So yeah, keep an external eye about that.
Yeah, you know, that's a funny thing, and I was telling the story before the show, and I've told this story before. Last Spooky Empire that we had at the Wyndham, the last retro that we had, there was someone that was wearing a Resident Evil costume, and of course they had their, I don't know, AK-47 or whatever it was, and it was an airsoft gun. But apparently they went across the street to Popeyes, and Popeyes was populated by, like we said, mundanes, not, you know, people that knew anything about horror conventions. So they see this guy dressed as Resident Evil come in with a gun. They called it in. SWAT team came in. It was a whole big mess. So while it was great that SWAT team, you know, came in the way they did, you know, it was a prop gun, you know, that guy didn't use common sense on like how to make it look obviously fake. So, and unfortunately, a lot of us remember the incident in Fort Myers at ZombieCon, and we live in dangerous times now. So, and unfortunately, the Wyndham is not in a great area of town, so you don't want to bring more attention to yourself in that area. So, definitely. I mean, Mo, you got anything to add to that? You know, Mr. Security Expert here.
Yeah, I mean, this is not your first rodeo, you know, rodeo, whatever you want to call it. Just use some common sense.
He's talking about Rodeo Drive, Mr. I got money over here. It's fancy. It's a rodeo.
Just use common sense. I mean, if you know it's going to scare the Mananes or anybody in particular, just don't bring it, I would say, or be mindful of it. Peace band your weapons. Make sure there's, you know, your, you know, orange tips on your weapons props on your guns. Things of that nature. Make sure you don't bring in real blades, you know, for your, you know, for your machetes and shit like that. No, that's stupid. You know, you don't do that. So.
Yeah, like we get your costume. You can make a really realistic prop. It's definitely doable. So you don't really need a real blade, even though it's nice to have. And me being somebody that costumes and I want to make it accurate, like I want it to be like that. But it doesn't have to be. You can absolutely make a really good prop or even buy one that looks legit, but it's, you know, it's safe.
You got to be careful nowadays. And honestly, it's always better to err on the side of caution, because unfortunately, because a lot of these conventions have become mainstream and a lot of these people are coming into these conventions sight unseen, they don't know what to expect. So like I said, it's always better to err on the side of caution. So better safe than sorry. I definitely got to say that.
Yeah, I have a quick question. Maybe Robby knows the answer to this, but I've never done any cosplay at Spookies specifically that involves a weapon. I have at other conventions where there's they usually staff a security team that you can go to specifically to have that weapon inspected and get some kind of peace banding or marker on it. Does Spooky Empire do that? Does anybody know?
They didn't do that, I don't think, in the last one, but I want to say when we were at the Hyatt, they had a table and they were checking. I'm not sure about peace banding, but they were definitely checking weapons, because I remember they were checking all sorts of stuff: alcohol, weapons. I mean, your drinks, everything. So,
right. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not sure. I would hope that maybe they would put that in the weapons policy, or maybe just in the contest rules or something like that. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, it would.
Just so you're ready, you know, so you're prepared. Don't, you know, not to bring it, or so you can prepare accordingly to your costume, because that, you know, if you're costuming, you obviously want to make it the best, right? So.
Oh yeah. So I mean, and also, you know, before you go to the con, before you make any decisions, check the website. You know, spookyempire.com. Just make sure you check the website.
And if you can't get an answer at the website, send Spooky Empire a message. You know,
absolutely.
You know, they're very responsive, and I'm sure you can get the answer that you need. Better be prepared.
Since we've got Robby on here, let's talk about volunteering.
Volunteering, yes.
Because this is something I think she knows a lot about, and I think Mo just dropped off. Maybe he's going to get some Cooper's Hawk at the rodeo.
At the rodeo drive.
I was like, rodeo, okay.
Yeah,
but yes, you wanted to bring up volunteering.
Yeah, I did. I just want to say that you know, the volunteers are so important. this convention doesn't.
Don't be a douche to the volunteers. This is not Disney World.
So many things, yeah. To begin with, the convention doesn't run the way it runs without the volunteers. So it's really important to volunteer. Two, yes, please, you know, be kind to your volunteers, you know, because these people are giving their time, you know, people that volunteer. I'm volunteering this show, and I'm super excited to be back at the Wyndham because I just, you know, I like working in that one. So definitely, you know, keep the volunteers in mind when you're, you know, going in through doors or just, you know, be cool and do what they're asking you because they're being told, you know.
Don't be jerks to them, man.
Yeah. But
they're not there to be your foot servants, man. Don't
don't treat them like shit. They
have power and they will make your weekend miserable.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We know the higher ups, we know security, we know who to talk to when we want shit done. So for sure, be nice to your volunteers. But I just want to encourage people to also volunteer. I mean, you know, it's a great way to get the perk of, you know, going to the show for free instead of having to, well, you know, if you can't afford it, trying to sneak in or whatever, you know, volunteer for the show. You'll meet some amazing people. You get to be, you know, you get to see everything, you know, you get to be kind of where the celebrities are a lot of the times, especially in a smaller space like the one we're at. So it's really important, and I encourage, you know, it's fun. And, you know, all you need to do is 2 shifts. 2 shifts and that makes your weekend. And it's a lot of fun, definitely.
How long are the shifts?
5 hours usually. Mm-hmm. So you get 2 5-hour shifts. There's definitely plenty of breaks. It depends also, you know, where you're working. You could be in the celebrity autograph signing room, or you can be in the vendor room. You can be in the hallways. There's office stuff. So even if, you know, if you don't want to be walking around, you can just, you know, sit in one place and do whatever. But yeah, so there are 5 hours and you get breaks and yeah.
Very cool.
One of the things I want to bring up about volunteering, though, is, and I know this has been something that's been happening in a lot of other conventions, a lot of people will either A, volunteer and just get their free ticket and just blow everything off, or what conventions have started doing in response to that is they will they'll give you a discounted ticket, or they'll, you know, they don't treat you the way Spooky treats you. Spooky will give you a free ticket and they'll give you an amazing experience. You get a fantastic exclusive t-shirt. Most of the celebrities will sign the t-shirt for you. I've seen a lot of them do that. And being a part of the Spooky volunteers is not like it is at other conventions. I mean, the volunteers are a very close-knit group. They're they're like the Mean Girls table in the cafeteria. You know, they've got their own little clique. So you'll be a part of a very special elite group when you're one of the volunteers. So that's something.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it's just, you know, you get a sense of pride, even if you think your position isn't all that or whatever, like, dude, every single volunteer position is making the show happen. So take some pride in that. You know, that's a really good feeling to know that after the end of the weekend, everything was kicked ass and you get compliments from people and it's like, shit, you know what? I helped to put that together. So
oh yeah,
great feeling.
That's something you can definitely take pride in. That's for damn sure. Unfortunately, I've never volunteered because I don't have enough of an attention span. You know, it's too big, tiny. You know, so I know they tried to give me a volunteer, and I'm just like I don't have it in me. So, but I have a lot of respect for the volunteers because they do stuff that I could never do. So you definitely have my, you know, or as we say at Spooky, the Rita salute.
There it is.
The Rita salute. It's kind of like our secret club handshake. Okay, now let's get into some of the good stuff here. Let's talk about the guests. We've got, let's see, half a dozen guests announced so far.
He's back from Cooper's Hawk.
Yes.
I'm back.
Did you bring us something back?
Sorry, guys. The internet gods got to me. Sorry.
No, you didn't bring us anything from Cooper's Hawk? What happened?
Oh,
no doggy bag?
I should have. I'm sorry. Next time.
Oh yes, there'll be a next time.
Okay, so but yeah, the good stuff is the guests. Like I said, we've had half a dozen guests. Now we do have a sponsor for the show. It's a longtime Spooky con goer. They started a website, fantastic website, about a year ago, I want to say. I'm not really sure. HorrorandSons.com. If you're like us and you like old school horror collectibles and old school horror movies and just like really obscure like pop culture, you know, horror type stuff, HorrorandSons.com. definitely check them out. I mean, they've brought up a lot of like old movie gems that I absolutely love. I mean, I'm assuming you guys have checked out the site, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. They do gems and non-gems alike. And then
Fair point.
I have to tip my hat to some of the things they've watched.
Equal rights to all the horror movies.
Oh yeah. It's great.
Oh yeah, and what I love is they do reviews of like he's doing reviews on some of the old school vinyl stuff, like old soundtracks from like way back when, and I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I haven't thought about that in ages. So they were fantastic, and they got us a bunch of autograph price information about a lot of these guests. And this is based on some of the last convention appearances. So while we're not 100% sure that this is what they're going to be charging, this is what they're charging at other conventions. So you think it's going to be pretty much around the same. Now, know that the convention does not set these prices. This is usually set by the agents of the celebrities. So don't blame Spooky about the autograph prices, but this should give you an idea so you can plan your budget. Okay, let's see. The first person we're going to talk about, Dee Snider. Gotta love Dee Snider. Before the show, I was trying to find the CD that I had the last time he came to Spooky, which was in 2014. He did this operatic Halloween Broadway amazing thing called Van Helsing's Curse. It's called like Oculus something, and I can't find the DVD, and I'm totally not happy about it. But I had such a great moment with him, and that's one of the guys that I'm really looking forward to his panel, because Dee Snider, this is a guy who not only does movies, not only does music, he does Broadway, he does radio, he does TV. This guy has done everything. This is a guy that really does have it all. So I mean, and he's entertaining as hell. So that's a panel I'm definitely looking forward to doing. Dee Snider, from what I see, he is $45 to $50. So I believe that's for the autograph and the photo. Don't quote me on that. He's not doing the photo op in full makeup like he was doing last time. So if you missed that photo op, you should have a luck. Sorry. But $45, $50, and I can vouch, this is a guy that isn't just like, oh, okay, thank you, and just signs the autograph. He takes time with every single person. You will definitely come away with a story. The guy is like super, super awesome. You guys ever met Dee?
No,
he's
I'd love to.
Yeah. Oh, you met him, Robby?
Oh yeah, he's super cool. I met him volunteering.
Oh, see?
1 year.
Another reason to
The
volunteer.
last time he was here. Yeah, he's just so nice, and like he seems interested in what you have to say, and he's really...
He told me I have great boobs. My life is
come on. Well, I mean, he's right. Like, he's fucking awesome. Just, super cool dude. Definitely, if you have a chance, even if maybe you can't afford to get his autograph or whatever, go up there, talk to him, shake his hand, see what he's got going on. I know he does a lot of charity stuff too, which is really cool. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I mean, he's really cool dude.
Yeah, he is very, very cool. He loves meeting his fans. And, like I said, the guy told me, he gave me a big hug, and he's like, oh, you smell good. And then he's like, oh, you got great, you smell good. And I'm just like, all right, I can just die happy. There you go. So you can't get any better than that. So we've got Dee Snider, and then Ernie Hudson. Have any of you guys met Ernie Hudson?
No, I haven't had the pleasure.
I have.
Okay. Oh, Mo, do we have an Ernie story? What's Ernie like?
Ernie's cool as hell. I like him.
Okay.
There's not much to say. I mean,
yeah.
I worked his lines a couple years back at a Spooky. I believe it was at the DoubleTree. Cool dude. He spent a lot of time with his fans. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. And the only person that doesn't like him is David Carradine, but but you were saying.
Oh no! I'm just saying he spent a lot of time with his fans. I mean, he's very patient, because a lot of the people are asking the same questions over and over and over again. He's patient. He's cool as hell. I love it when people talk about him in The Crow.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And I think he lights up too whenever somebody mentions something other than Ghostbusters.
Other than Ghostbusters. So. Don't be that guy.
That's always nice for any of them, I'm sure. Any of the guests, when you talk about something obscure.
We do have a whole episode on celebrity etiquette and the best way to get a good celebrity experience, and I'll put the link up there. So be sure to check out that episode.
Before moving on to the next guest, you know how I know Ernie Hudson's a cool guy, not having met him, but if you look at his IMDb list, he has done a ton of voiceover work. He's actually, it looks to me like he's fallen in love with the fans and what the characters he's done have, how much love they get. You see a lot of stars who they'll just skip over voiceover work for cartoons and video games. But whenever I see like the main actor who birthed the character into the world, when I see them stick with it, like C-3PO, Anthony Daniels, right? That's one example. Yeah, Ernie Hudson, he's all over the board.
Okay, and the price I have for him, it's $40 and $10 if you want a photo. So that's again, very, very reasonable. I heard a lot of good things about Ernie Hudson now. Now here's a new one that unfortunately we don't have a price for, but I'm very curious how Ricky Rackman is going to be. If you remember Headbangers Ball back in the day, I don't know if he's the owner of the Cat House in LA, but I know he has a lot to do with the Cat House out in LA. But he's going to be there, and if you remember anything about 80s hair metal, like Ricky Rackman was everywhere. He was like the guy. I know he has a deal going with Death Wish Coffee, so I don't know if he's going to have some sort of. If those of you that are fans of Death Wish Coffee, he may have stuff at his table. I'm not sure, but I know he is associated and has some sort of promotion going on with them. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you like Death Wish Coffee, I guess go by his table. Unfortunately, we don't have price stuff for him. Taylor, what? Anyway, Taylor Maine, Space Monkey's talking about. Taylor Maine. Now, Taylor Maine has been a times. What?
I love him.
Taylor Maine. Oh, Taylor's cool as hell. Oh God, she's getting giddy. Okay, I guess I take it you have a story about Taylor Maine.
I just, the guy is just so impressive. Just to see his stature, he's so tall, he's good looking, he's nice, very, totally what you would expect, I guess, from somebody that definitely gentle giant type of dude, very cool. I met him volunteering at the Wyndham the first time I volunteered. So I have that memory. It was like, wow, he was amazing. I was really excited that he's back.
Yeah, and Taylor Maine is very, very cool. My son was dressed as Michael Myers. Yeah, young Michael Myers, and just seeing little Michael Myers, and I wish I'd gotten a picture. I may have to do it this time. But seeing him look up to Taylor Maine, it was just like the best photo op. It's like that was outstanding.
That's
and my personal favorite, Sabretooth from X-Men. Everybody goes on about Michael Myers. That's great, but Sabretooth, he's Sabretooth.
That was a good casting. Really good casting.
Fantastic casting.
Yeah.
But yes, so Taylor Maine, $30. So I get your picture and your autograph. And I'm assuming those come together.
Amazing and worth it.
Yeah, absolutely worth it. The guy's super, super cool. All right, we have, let's see, Malcolm McDowell.
The man.
Oh, yeah. If you haven't met Malcolm, you have to, because the man is an outright experience. And if you don't get a chance to meet him, please see his panel. Him and John Carpenter are just up there as far as like out of their mind insane, and will give the most amazing panels.
Yeah, I'm not missing that one. Not a chance.
Has anyone met Malcolm?
No, but I'm so excited that he's coming in, and I really hope he makes it this time, because I know last time he had to cancel.
Yeah.
But it's cool that he was in 31, Rob Zombie's last movie, and Tyler Maine's coming too, and he was in Rob Zombie's movie, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, how would it be if they were to come together and have a Rob Zombie panel, dude? Oh yes,
that would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be.
Mo, have you met him?
I've only seen him. I've only seen him from afar, actually.
No, the guy intimidates me because he's quick. He's quick as a whip.
He is. No, I haven't directly met him, but I've seen him like across the hall, like at Dragon Con and shit like that. But I haven't actually met the guy yet.
Yeah, I've
seen
seen his.
Maybe this time around.
Yeah, no, I've seen his panels, and his panels are they're legendary. They're legendary because the guy tells like the most amazing stories, and because he's older, you think that okay, he's calmed down a little bit. He's kind of gone in the opposite direction. He doesn't give a fuck about anything, and I'm like, I love it. He's just a complete jerk, and I mean a lovable jerk. But
that sounds almost exactly like his character in Mozart in the Jungle. I don't know if you've seen that series at all.
I haven't.
It's fantastic. He plays a I don't want to say washed up, but sort of out of work maestro for the New York City Symphony, and it's great. It's
Okay.
I think he's just being himself. Actually, it's great.
I love it when certain actors just get to that point where they're just playing themselves. It's amazing.
Yeah. Like Anthony Hopkins. Like, what does he do?
Exactly.
He's just Anthony Hopkins now.
This gotta be how he is in real life.
Right.
Yeah, Malcolm McDowell. Okay, apparently, $40 he charges, and I guess he takes photos at his table. I'm not entirely sure because he was at Frightmare, and the photo op was $65. So you can do a professional photo op with him. He may be doing stuff at the table. I'm not sure, but at the table it's $40. Just FYI.
That's good, actually.
Yeah,
For a legend.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
I can imagine some stuff I do in the photo op because he seems like one of those people, kind of like John Barrowman, where he wouldn't take like a normal photo. You know, like Robert Englund. Robert Englund's another one. It's like they won't take just the, photo.
Yeah, no. They have to
They'll mess
give you some face or ripping your guts out or something.
Yeah. They'll give you an experience, that's for sure. Okay, Victoria Price, which is someone I'm actually looking forward to. Victoria Price, this will be her first time at Spooky. Vincent Price's daughter. She's written an amazing book. I've read the reviews on Amazon, and I haven't finished the whole thing, but I've read a bit of it. Hell of a book. Some of the stuff she talks about with her dad, amazing. If you buy the book, her autograph's free. So I'm really looking for her panel too. I mean, she's going to tell some amazing stories about just the master of horror, Vincent Price. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then we've got Barb. Barb from Stranger Things is coming back. Oh man, I had a big thing with Barb because that was me as a teenager, like 1000%. I had that same jacket and the same glasses. I had that same stupid Trapper Keeper, and I had that best friend that was kind of promiscuous, and so
I've seen the pictures.
Who knows? But, so I'm really looking forward to meeting her, and she's doing something on the CW now. Like I think some new. The Archie. Someone just
Riverdale.
told me that there's like a horror Archie, wasn't it?
Riverdale.
That's it. Yeah. So tell me about Riverdale. What's Riverdale?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of like it's not a spin-off, but I believe it's the Archie gang, but it's some kind of CW drama with them in it.
Like a
I haven't seen it yet.
Sort of. Okay. Kind of, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I didn't know she was in it.
It's like a horror movie in Riverdale, I'm being told. So,
Yeah.
Okay. But she's in that as well. She plays Ethel in that. But I mean, most of us, let's face it, we know as Barb from Stranger Things. And we all know that she's, Justice for Barb, and she's like the big breakout dark horse star of the show because, Justice for Barb, and she's coming back second season, so.
She is?
You didn't know?
No, I didn't.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh shit. How are they gonna bring her back? Anyway, that's cool.
They haven't said, but no, it was a big thing on it was some big TV award. It was the Grammys or the Emmys or Academy Awards or something like that where there was a Super Bowl. There's a Super Bowl ad. That's what it was. Look up the Super Bowl ad. There was like a promo spot where there was a trailer for season 2 and she's in the trailer for season 2.
I'm assuming she's gotta be trapped on
the upside down.
She was dead. But she was dead.
She fights the Balrog and then she comes back as Barb the White. It's really cool.
That makes sense. He just ruined the whole thing.
Anything can happen in TV.
Yeah. Okay. She's $30 and a $40 photo op at the latest con she did. Not sure if she's doing photos at her table, but I mean that's still very reasonable. And that's the first person I'm going for is Barb. So Barb, I'm coming for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Restraining order. There's going to be a restraining order before the end of the con.
Security.
Yeah.
The red-haired, the Mohawk girl.
Yeah. Called on my ass. There's no doubt.
Jeez.
Absolutely no doubt.
Get everything you need on Friday.
Really, seriously, everything you need on Friday. He's absolutely right. Were there other things that, because I mean, I know my notes are kind of sketchy here, and I know Adam did a better job of notes than I did. Was there anything else that we wanted to bring up?
I've got a really quick thing. Just did a tiny bit of research on our sponsor, Horror and Sons.
Yes.
Their first review goes back to November of 2014. They've been at it for a little while.
Yes.
And there are a total of 115 reviews.
Oh, yeah. and the reviews that they've done, I'm telling you, some of the, I mean, I did one during October, during they did a little horror, like 31 Days of Horror during Halloween, during October, and some of the movies that they talked about, I mean, because of the reviews, I've seen some of the best movies I've seen in a while. So definitely check out his collection is really something else, and he's going to be at Spooky. So,
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
I want to thank Horror and Sons for giving us the information. So now we know what to expect, and we know how much to plot out for the celebrities. So that's good to know. And Spooky is not, just for the record, they are not done announcing celebrities. There are going to be more guests. Just give them time. The second they announce someone, everyone's like, we need more, we need more, we need more. It's like, okay, take it easy, people.
Yeah. It's still early. I mean, we're in freaking like February, mid-February.
Plus,
Yes.
It'll pick up in March.
we're gonna be there.
Oh,
Exactly. What else?
Yeah.
We're gonna be there. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'll even wear this shirt.
Oh, please do. But without pants.
Right. Well, that's true. Yeah. It's natural by the pool, really.
That's true. That's very, very true. And I personally, I suggest if you're going to go in the hot tub, please do it Thursday or Friday, because Saturday kind of. Mo's laughing because he knows why.
Yeah.
I said Spooky, very heavy party crowd, and usually Saturday. Let's just say people's judgments aren't as clear as they should be.
Take your vitamins and use your hand sanitizer.
Oh, please use your hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
We've got other episodes on things you should pack, to avoid con crud and to keep away con funk, and that's a whole nother episode. But
hygiene, things like
hygiene.
Low gene, all the genes.
No jeans, no pants.
No jeans. That's right.
No pants.
No jeans. That's why the hot tub should be done on Friday.
Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree. All right. Do we have anything else we want to throw out, Robby, Mo, as far as do we have any questions from the audience? Perhaps they want us to address. No.
Just they want me back in the smoking jacket.
Oh, okay. Apparently, I guess Space Monkey over here has got a fan club, so he's taking over the chat rooms. Talk about a smoking
male
jacket.
for male chat rooms.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. But check out the Facebook page, and we'll probably be doing like one or two more of these, when we get some more guests in, get some more information. But we are definitely looking forward to seeing you guys there. Check out Horror and Sons. And I totally brain farted. There was something else I was going to mention, but
Coffee
exactly.
Shop Horrors. I don't know. That's always.
Coffee Shop Horrors. That's all it says. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Are we going to do another show beforehand?
We're going to do a couple more, yeah. Because, they're going to add more guests, and there's going to be more events added, I'm sure. I was asking them about Free Play Florida, and if some of you remember the other shows, they have the arcade that comes to the show. Apparently, they're not doing this show because Free Play Florida, they aren't doing so well, so I guess they have their own thing, so they don't really do other conventions now. So they won't be there. But, I'm curious about bands. What?
Any word on Muckle Bones?
Nothing yet. We don't know about the car show. We don't know about Muckle Bones. We don't know about bands just yet. So we still have enough.
We need another episode.
We do. And I do want to go into the costume contest a bit more on another episode when we're talking to a couple of the judges and whatnot. But if we don't have any questions from the Peanut Gallery, nope, Space Monkey says no. So I would love to thank my co-hosts this evening, which we had a lovely no pants party because no pants. Mo, is there anything you want to bring up as far as the Brute Squad and people being careful and safe, and just to remind people that the Brute Squad is there for them?
Yeah, this is completely not, it's not a part of Spooky Empire. It's just a group of us friends, kind of going around the pool. If you ever see this beautiful face, walking around the pool, or my buddy Mike, or who else do we have on that we gave bands to?
There's half a dozen of you.
Justin,
Justin, you.
Thanks. Fane's got one.
Fane, Spain's got one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Basically,
It's
if you ever
biking
have a
nice
problem,
Yeah.
if you ever have a problem around the pool, and you see somebody with one of these Brute Squad bands, please, by all means, there's somebody that can help. There'll be security out there as well, provided by the con and the hotel. But if you see us, we'd be more than happy if somebody's like bugging you or something like that. Be more than happy to walk you over to your, to your room. If you just want to just stand there for just a few minutes and try to tell somebody, try to get somebody to give them the hint, to take off, we'll do that for you too.
There's a lot of those, and a lot of
Yeah.
you sadly will be dealing with that at the Wyndham pool because people are drinking and inhibitions come down, and people really can't read social cues and whatnot, and you're going to get that.
They get brave.
Yeah.
People
So,
get brave.
but yeah, we do. We look out for our own. So don't be afraid to come up to one of us and, hey, just pretend
Exactly.
it's my boyfriend because this guy can't get the hint.
Mm-hmm.
Tanner, hi Tanner, by the way. He just brought up a note that if you're drinking red wine, and I don't know how many of you are drinking red wine, it's spooky, but if you are, drink it with a lid. So, by the pool. Yeah, by the pool. And there's still no glass by the pool, right?
Look, I just wanna say to Tanner that since that incident, I have forever put red wine in a sippy cup.
It was you?
He's talking about you.
Thank you. You've changed my life. Thank you.
Well, Space Monkey has just told me that wine always tastes better out of a sippy cup anyway. So
It's true. It's true.
I mean, come on, it's perfect.
All right. So anything else, we like I said, just go to our Facebook page. Let us know what you want to hear about, and we'll be happy to talk about all this sorts of stuff. But yeah, we'd like to thank Mo and Robby and our pretty little sacrifice over there. Adam.
Yay!
I like him. I think we'll keep
One
him.
of us. One
Yeah,
of
we'll-
us.
Google
One of
gobble.
us.
Google gobble.
I'm in.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes.
Okay.
Hazing is next.
No. Oh crap! All right.
We didn't tell you that in the beginning.
Involve red wine in a hot tub, I guess. Probably.
That's it. And now you know what spooky's going to be like.
Yeah.
April's going to be interesting. That's for damn sure.
It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, it's going to be amazing. All right, thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.